guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. If you're new, be sure to hit the red subscribe button down below so that you don't miss any videos. I try to put out at least one video a week, usually on a weekend. So yeah, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of them. Today, I'm gonna talk about the best FastPass options for little kids. Now, obviously these are just my opinion, but best FastPass options for little kids. Now, I'm gonna start with the Magic Kingdom, and I actually made this list on my phone while we were in line for Winnie the Pooh. That's when I started the list. In line for Winnie the Pooh at the Magic Kingdom when I was there last month, because the line gets so long really quickly. And I wanted to do it while it was like fresh in my brain and while I was actually seeing things that were happening. So my number one FastPass for little kids in the Magic Kingdom, and this is a good option for anybody, but number one for little kids, Peter Pan, hands down. It gets so long. It's a constantly moving line, and they did recently, fairly recently, redo the line so that it is more interactive and there's a lot more things to look at, but it's still well over an hour long later on in the day, like in the afternoon. Actually, sometimes even in late morning. I think I just looked now and it's 11:45 in Orlando and the line was 75 minutes long. So it's constantly moving, but it moves very slowly. So definitely you have to get a FastPass for Peter Pan. My other choice, second choice in the Magic Kingdom is Winnie the Pooh. And they do have an interactive play area, but again, this is a constant moving line. So if you have really little kids, you're not gonna like go keep moving and let your kids stop and play. I mean, you're gonna sit and watch them, right? So that doesn't, I mean, I think it's more practical for a little bit older kids where you can leave, you know, an older kid with a younger one maybe and have them play and then catch up with you in line. But yeah, this line gets kind of long too, and there is a play area in the very beginning, but once you get past that, it's a little bit boring. My third option, if you're going to do them, is for meet and greets. The meet and greets have very long, especially if you want to meet and greet Anna or Elsa, the line gets so incredibly long. So that is a really good option. And my fourth choice for the Magic Kingdom would have to be Jungle Cruise. This line just gets really long too, and I mean, there's some things to look at for little kids, but for little kids, I think it'd be kind of boring. So that is another really good option for small children. They do also accept FastPasses at Dumbo, but at Dumbo, they now have two, like, actual ride things, I don't even know what you call them, ride systems. And when you go, you can get a pager and then go play. There's a play area like in this circus tent type thing. And then when your pager goes off, then you go back to ride. So that's why I didn't pick Dumbo. Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin does get very busy, or the line gets really long. The reason I didn't pick that one is because if this is for very little kids, it would be entertaining for them. We usually skip this ride because it's just not that great of a ride. Like, the ride system is kind of old in terms of like you're shooting a laser gun. So I think it'd be entertaining for little kids, but they're not gonna be able to, like, you know, shoot the laser and things. So if I had really little kids, I would probably just skip it, honestly. But it's not a bad option for a FastPass. And Journey Under the Sea, Voyage of the Little Mermaid in the Magic Kingdom, they also accept FastPasses. Usually it's not that long of a line. The last time we were there, it did have very long lines, but there are a couple of things to look at, and it's, like I said, it's usually not that bad. I've never seen it as long as like Peter Pan or Winnie the Pooh. So again, it's not a bad option if you have another FastPass to use up, but it's certainly not my first choice. Moving on to EPCOT. If you have little kids, hands down, without a doubt, number one has to be Frozen Ever After. Has to. It is very popular. It is the ride in Norway. Not surprisingly, features Anna and Elsa frozen the movie. The line's kind of cool. It is cool, but it gets so long that a little kid would be over it really quickly, I think. My second choice in EPCOT is Journey into Imagination with Figment. I've always said like there's never a line for this, and then now I'm completely eating my words because the last time we were there, the line was over 20 minutes long, and I'm like, I've never seen any line for this at all, so we just didn't do it. But if you have a FastPass to use and you're there with a little kid, I would use it on that. It might be a waste, but if you have it to use, I think it's not a bad option. And lastly, for EPCOT, I would pick the Seas with Nemo and Friends. Again, when we were there for the race, it had a little bit of a line. It wasn't terrible, but the reason I picked this instead of Turtle Talk with Crush is because with Turtle Talk with Crush, if you have somebody else with you, you could take the small child and, you know, look at, it's like an aquarium. So they have, you know, fish, and so you could go look at things like that. The way the ride entrance to the Seas with Nemo and Friends is set up, there's nothing really to look at. So I think it would just make a little bit more sense to use a FastPass on that. Moving on to Hollywood Studios, my top picks for FastPasses for little kids. Number one, again, hands down, has to be Toy Story Mania. Now, it's kind of a similar concept of Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin in that you're shooting at something and a little kid is gonna be terrible at shooting at something, but this would be, I think this would be a lot more entertaining, and as long as they can keep the 3D glasses on their face and pull the string, I think they would have an absolute blast. So, again, this line gets super, super long. So this is presuming your child is too young to do either Slinky Dog Dash or Alien Swirling Saucers, because those are, I would say, because they're newer, they're a little bit more popular than Toy Story Mania, but Toy Story Mania is still very, very popular and much more appropriate for small children. My second option at Hollywood Studios is Voyage of the Little Mermaid. It's a stage show with like puppets and live actors. We don't watch it necessarily every time we go. We watched it this last time. And there's like nothing to look at. You're just sitting there waiting if you don't have a FastPass. I've not seen it with a super long line. That's not to say it doesn't get very long, but nothing to do, nothing to look at, kind of boring. And it certainly would be entertaining for a little kid if they have any interest at all in The Little Mermaid or, you know, music. There's Bubbles. So I think that'd be another really good option. And my third choice at Hollywood Studios for a small child would be Fantasmic. Unlike, say, at the Magic Kingdom or at EPCOT, you have to be in a theater. It's like stadium style seating, and you can't just go walk in there until they let you in. So you have to kind of wait behind a rope, and the people wait in line for over an hour. We waited in line for over an hour, and actually that was the time when there were technical difficulties and they had to cancel the show like a quarter of the way through. So we waited well over an hour. I was not pleased. But you're just literally standing on the side of the road waiting. And there is still going to be some wait, even if you do have a FastPass, but I think that would be a good option. So at EPCOT and in the Magic Kingdom, yes, people do wait a long time to stake out a good spot for fireworks, but if you are willing to make some sacrifices and say, okay, it doesn't have to be absolutely ideal, you don't have to wait nearly as long. So that's why I am mentioning it for Hollywood Studios as opposed to for Illuminations at EPCOT, or which is going away actually. They're gonna have a new show soon, or for Happily Ever After in the Magic Kingdom. Lastly, I want to talk about FastPasses for little kids at Animal Kingdom. Now, number one is going to be Navi River Journey, because it is one of the newest rides along with Avatar Flight of Passage, which they won't be able to do because they're a small child and that has some height requirements. Navi River Journey, the line gets extremely long. There are some things to look at. It's kind of different, but again, for a little kid, things like that are going to get old really, really quickly. So definitely Navi River Journey. After Navi River Journey, I think Kilimanjaro Safaris is another really good option because that's like the main attraction at Animal Kingdom. You definitely want to do it. It's a very good it's a good ride for little kids because you're gonna go see animals. Now, if you have a good park plan, you don't necessarily have to have a FastPass for this. So what I have done in the past is I'll get a FastPass for Navi River Journey. I don't do Avatar Flight of Passage because of motion sickness reasons, but I would get a FastPass for Navi River Journey. Then when the park opens, you go directly to Kilimanjaro Safaris, and then you can get on with little or no wait, and then you don't have to use a FastPass on it. So that is an option because when the park opens, most people are going to go to Pandora, where there is Navi River Journey and Avatar Flight of Passage. And then after that, I would say the next most popular is probably Expedition Everest, followed by Kilimanjaro Safaris. So there are going to be a lot of people going to the safaris, but the line will be a lot shorter if you're there, you know, like just before park opening, and then you can kind of run with the masses. That's a good option. If you don't want to use a FastPass for the safari, get a FastPass for Navi River Journey, go straight to the safari, and then you can go back and use your FastPass for Navi River Journey later. The other two options at Animal Kingdom that I think are great for little kids are for the musical / stage shows. So Festival of the Lion King, fantastic. You have to do it, whether you have little kids or not. It is absolutely fantastic. Little kids, I think, would love it. It's, again, stadium style seating, theater in the round. My husband loves to say that expression, which has become very irritating for me and very annoying. But it's stadium style, like bench seating in the round. They don't let you in until so many minutes before the show starts. So once they let you in, you still have to wait a little bit too on those benches. But then there's singing, dancing. They have people dressed up like birds that are flying around. A lot of acrobatics, gymnastics type thing. Very impressive. Little kids would love it. That's a very good option. And then my last option is for Finding Nemo, the musical. That, I mean, singing and Finding Nemo. So I think little kids would like that as well. But that one has theater style seating with actual seats you'd see in a theater with, you know, a back to it. So those are my options at Animal Kingdom. And those are my options overall in Disney World for FastPasses for little kids. If I went to Disney with little kids, those are what I would pick and why. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I will talk to you next time. Bye guys.